Taylor Frankie Paul. Basically the Bachelorette show that this season has been canceled or at least delayed. I don't know the exact details of what's going on. I don't keep up with the Bachelorette. It's one of those things that's on like 25 straight years. And I don't know a single fucking person, how these shows work, whatever. But, you know, it was exposed not too long before the show started. A video was leaked, you know, that essentially she was being violent with the ex-boyfriend or ex-husband. I don't know their exact title, but they have kids together. That's for sure. And the interesting dynamic around this is, of course, it's always different when a woman is exposed for, you know, verbally, or not even verbally, physically abusing a guy, right? Because the thing is when men beat women all the time, it's the worst thing in the world, and it's terrible. It should never happen. Let me clarify that. It's terrible, alright? And we try to say that all abuse is equal, that it, you know, no matter what, abuse is wrong, no matter if it's a guy, girl, all this stuff, when the worst stuff happens. But then in real application, when it happens, you really see how people view this stuff. I'm gonna be honest with me, right? Yes, a woman can be abusive towards you, right? But in most cases, I'm not fearing for my life if a woman tries to beat the shit out of me. I'm just not. You know, the only thing is they have a weapon or they throw shit at you, you know, whatever. But I'm not fearing for my life the same. So of course, I'm gonna be honest, when I see it, I don't have that same like, oh shit, like I would for if it was vice versa, a guy beating the shit out of her. Like, I'll admit, like, I don't view it the same. Because it's wrong, and she should be held accountable for it. But I know publicly, it's gonna be, all it's gonna do is just cause drama line. Because what happens is, then now you have women coming out that are against abuse of all types, you know. Verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and all that. Then we see a video of a woman actually trying to beat this guy up. Like, she was not stopped. She never really stopped, you know. She kept going. And you see, like, you know, I'm not, anytime someone starts with something, I'm not trying to rationalize. I'm not excusing her behavior. But if you're him, why would you stay in something even after that incident? If someone's abusive and all this stuff, you know, why would you have children with someone that's abusive and all this stuff? And they will, again, I'm not saying what she did was right, but he obviously is not, he's obviously not innocent here either. Which, all I would tell you is say, you know, why would, let's reverse it. Why would she stay after that incident and fill in the blank of everything I just said there? Why would a woman say that why would a woman stay in that situation with someone if they're abusive, if they did this, that, and the other, if she really feared for his life? You know, oh, well, women are scared, you know, this and that, and all that is true. People stay in stuff that's abusive and that's wrong all the fucking time. And the funniest part about all this is now there's like, oh, it's just so convenient how this gets leaked when she's about to have her time, her moment. She's gonna have like her whole life change and be like more famous, you know, reality-wise, you know, reality star-wise than she's ever been. She's about, you know, she's about to be financially fluent and all this stuff. And he sabotages her by releasing this video. Why now? And what I would say to that, I don't know the guy's intentions. You know, they could be having a custody situation. Whether he leaked it or not, here's my view on someone sabotaging you. You can't be sabotaged if there's nothing to sabotage you with. Especially if there's video evidence of this thing happening. A lot of people don't want to hear that because sabotage comes with, you're trying to ruin my life publicly. Don't do things that can sabotage your life. really that simple. That's why I don't feel sympathy. I wouldn't feel empathy if it was a guy that did it. Well, no, what I mean is I wouldn't feel empathy if this happened to a guy and his career was sabotaged now. Hey man, it's the world we live in. Don't do things that could eventually fuck your life up. Especially if your life involves media perception. That involves likability. Don't do things in private that are unlikable. Because as guys, like, we look at this, I'm gonna be honest, most guys we look at like, yeah, you know, it's abuse. She should be held accountable for it. But as guys, we're so used to that it's not gonna be taken serious. But when you have women out here, if you are a believer and all abuse is wrong, then it does not matter if it sometimes works against you. If abuse is wrong, it is wrong. When you try to add nuance, and our problem in society is we think nuance is the answer to everything. We think there has to be nuance and exceptions. There has to be a reason to everything. Nope, there doesn't. There's a video. It's literally in black and white. It's straightforward. It does not matter how it got leaked. It does not matter if he says something to piss her off. Because as a man, it does not matter what it said to you, you're expected to hold your emotions intact. Wrong is wrong. I don't care what he said to her. It does not matter as a guy what a woman says to you. You don't put your hands on someone. You walk away. And that's the way it should be. Words are just words. People piss you off about shit. Remove yourself from the situation. Because I promise you, your life will not be better when it's leaked. Ray Rice's life has never been the same. And it shouldn't. Now, yeah, look, they try to protect it as long as they could. They try to make sure the video didn't leak, and that's the fucked up part. But people say like, oh, you know, it's not the same. Like, it doesn't matter what the result was. The intention was the same. If she could have absolutely knocked him up the head and knocked him out, she would have. So no, I do not give a fuck if someone did try to sabotage her. You cannot be sabotaged if you don't do stupid shit. You're not a victim. You're not a victim if you commit abuse. If you have the intention of committing abuse. We don't need to play internet conspiracy. Did he ever put his... There's no evidence of him doing that. There's evidence of her doing it, and it wasn't in self-defense. She was the aggressor.